Ryan Saddles here with Broadcast Beat and Broadcast Asia's coverage. We've got Keith Budge from OOYALA. How are you, sir?
Great, Ryan. Good to see you. How are you enjoying the show?
I'm loving it. It's actually our first show. Had a heck of a flight, almost 40 hours to get here, but having a blast. So talk about OOYALA. You guys recently had an announcement, right?
Yeah, we did. We recently launched a new product called OOYALA Flex, which is a workflow management product. What we noticed was a lot of our customers were struggling with dealing with workflow organization across multiple systems, and especially with things like the efficiency of the workflow, the turnaround time to get content to market, and especially in the new world where you're delivering content not only to traditional cable or broadcast, but you're also delivering over the top. So the workflow process was getting more complex for our customers. So what we realized was they needed a good tool which would help them orchestrate that, but without having to kind of rip and replace everything else they already had in place. So yeah, it's called OOYALA Flex, and we launched it in Asia recently. Just hired a new person in the OOYALA team in Asia Pacific to lead this part of our business, and we're getting a great reception.
So what are the pain points in video production in the workflow today?
Yeah, so first one is consistency of metadata across different systems. So really hard to get a consistent view of the content because of different metadata in different systems. So you're talking about pre-production workflow, production workflow, post-production, and then distribution or publication of content. Traditionally, it's all handled by different systems. So you get differences in the data that's used across those different systems. You also get differences in the process. The workflow management interface is not the same. So that's a challenge. What we discovered was that our customers didn't want to necessarily rip and replace everything, but they wanted something which would give them an ability to address those issues, keeping their existing systems in place, but with a system that solved the metadata, the workflow consistency, the visibility, and the efficiency issue across those systems.
So it certainly sounds like you guys are an end-to-end type of solution.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've kind of migrated or built the business that way. You know, OOYALA started off as an online video platform company. It's still a very core part of our business. We then acquired a company in Europe called Video Plaza, which we incorporated into OOYALA, and now that's called OOYALA Pulse, which is our ad tech product. It's used by 50% of the broadcasters in Europe. We've got about 40 customers in the Asia Pacific region. It's all about ad monetization, ad inventory management, ad serving, and in markets where programmatic is strong, also around programmatic management. And then the latest thing that we've developed is this workflow management capability. So we've gone right back into content production. So yeah, we're now production workflow, right through to publication workflow, the actual storage and publication of video over the top, and then monetization with advertising as well as subscription.
So with advertising, in some cases comes analytics and those sorts of things for clients. Is that something you guys are handling as well?
Very key part of that. What's really interesting about the OTT world is that it gives you a lot more data than you've ever had before about your end customer. What they're viewing, how they're viewing it, what device they're using, when they start, when they stop. So a lot of very, very granular information. What it's letting our customers move towards is really personalizing the end user experience, both from a content consumption point of view, as well as from a which advertising does this person actually want. And you know what it's like when you get advertising which is completely irrelevant and you don't like it, right?
You change the channel.
You change the channel,
right.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, excellent. So Keith, thank you so much for spending some time with us here at Broadcast Asia. It's our first show. I'm sure we'll be back. Thank you so much. Again, Keith Budge with OOYALA. Have a great show.
Thank you. Welcome to Singapore.
Thanks.